A woman destroyed a delivery driver's food and quickly fled the scene. A man nearby glanced at the spilled meal containers, immediately put on his helmet and took off after her. The reckless rich kid sped through traffic with no regard for pedestrian safety. After chasing her through several intersections, the man successfully cut off the arrogant driver, but instead of resorting to violence, he grabbed the spilled food and tossed it into her sports car. With bystanders watching, the man successfully got compensation money back for his co-worker. John was a hard-working delivery driver who made runs until the early morning hours every day. One night during his break, he stumbled upon a lost phone and answered the incoming call. A woman's voice came through claiming to be the owner. She asked John to deliver the phone to a specific address and promised to pay him $50,000 as a reward. John couldn't resist the temptation of that kind of money. He followed the address to the destination. The woman instructed him to place the phone inside a telephone box in a tunnel. John did as he was told and received his promised payment. But the very next day, plainclothes police officers burst through his door and arrested him. They suspected him of being a murderer. News of the suspect's arrest immediately rocked the entire city. The reason for John's arrest was a murder that occurred last night. The police investigation determined that John was the prime suspect in the case, and the victim was the very woman he had spoken to on the phone the previous evening. Facing baseless accusations during interrogation, John desperately defended himself. But when his friend came to visit, he learned just how bad things had gotten on the outside. His personal information had been leaked all over the internet, and his girlfriend's flower shop wall had been vandalized with spray paint. To help clear John's name, his girlfriend and friend hired a professional lawyer. The attorney explained that to prove John's innocence, they needed to establish an alibi for the time of the murder. Since John spent his days constantly delivering food, they figured the delivery platform's order records would provide the perfect alibi. After 2 days of compiling evidence, they successfully reconstructed John's entire work route. In court, the lawyer submitted complete alibi evidence and demanded John's immediate release. However, to John's surprise, the GPS tracking records provided by the police matched the ones submitted by his lawyer. Prosecutors raised 3 suspicious points. First, John had actually delivered food to the victim's home on the day she was killed. Second, regarding the delivery time, while it normally took John only 5 minutes from parking to going upstairs and back, that day it took 7 minutes. John explained he'd been delayed 2 minutes because he'd stopped to look at a potted plant in the hallway. Third, during their investigation of John's movements, police discovered footage of him carrying a suitcase into a surveillance blind spot, and the suitcase looked remarkably similar to the one used to dispose of the body. John explained he'd been helping an elderly person that day, which was why he appeared in the footage. The prosecution's series of analyses made John begin to doubt himself. Police claimed the phone John had found belonged to the victim. Surveillance footage from a convenience store clearly shows that the phone in John's hand indeed belonged to the victim. John frantically explained he'd found the phone while eating and detailed the entire process of returning it. But the problem was that the tunnel where John returned the phone was only a few miles from where the victim's body had been dismembered. Not only that, but the satellite tracking of the victim's phone matched John's route almost perfectly.
Do you have some explanation for this, too? Because you just said that you returned it. And yet, it's obvious that you had it with you all day.
On top of that, prosecutors pinpointed the crime scene, a bathroom in the building where the victim lived. The bathroom contained evidence of dismemberment, and from the victim's body, police had extracted John's DNA. They produced a lab report showing results that matched John with high probability. Most critically, investigators found the necklace John's girlfriend had given him at the crime scene. Such a complete chain of evidence left even John's girlfriend utterly shocked. John lost control of his emotions trying to defend himself, but in the face of hard evidence, his explanations were useless. In the end, John was wrongfully imprisoned.